The MMA world was thrown into chaos recently when Dana White made one single statement, but it was a big one. He confirmed he's interested in a super fight between Ilia Topuria and Islam Makhachev. And that was it. That one line changed everything. Both the lightweight and welterweight divisions were shaken up instantly, and now Islam's close friend Daniel Cormier has weighed in on it. According to DC, just the fact that Dana said it out loud means only one thing: it's going to happen. DC said if Islam gets past JDM, the next move is already lined up. Islam versus Ilia, that's the fight. That's the super fight on the horizon. But this raises a big question. What does that mean for Ilia Topuria in the meantime? Islam versus Jack Della Maddalena is expected to happen this fall. And Ilia? He's also made it clear that he wants to fight again before the year ends. If he's serious about that, it won't be against Islam. That's just the reality of timing. So who would it be? Maybe someone like Paddy Pimblett? Now that fight, it would be huge financially. Business-wise, a gold mine. But style-wise, a totally different kind of challenge for Ilia, completely unpredictable. Or he could choose to sit out the rest of the year, play the long game, wait patiently, and perfectly line himself up for that mega showdown with Islam in early 2026. But let's be honest, that all depends on whether Islam actually beats Jack Della. And JDM is no walk in the park. He's dangerous, especially with his striking, so nothing's guaranteed.
I don't know that there's a bigger fight that the UFC can make that's going to be bigger than Topuria and Makhachev if they are to fight. Guys, Ilia Topuria is a massive favorite over everyone in the UFC except Islam Makhachev. And that in itself tells you what people think of Islam because of how highly regarded Ilia Topuria is right now, especially after becoming the UFC lightweight champion in the fashion that he did against Charles Oliveira. But Dana said it right away. If Islam becomes welterweight champ, you have a super fight. You have a super fight, and what we know about the UFC is when there is a super fight, it's hard to turn away from it because not only does it bring the bucks, it brings the eyes. And that's a fight that I think would bring a lot of eyes to the UFC and the product. There are a lot of things moving right now in the UFC, and a lot of it is centered around those two guys, right?
Meanwhile, over in the build-up to UFC 318, Dustin Poirier has opened up about his final game plan and possibly the final fight of his life. He's made it clear, this fight against Max Holloway, it's his last. The Diamond is ready to lay it all on the line and then walk away. In the UFC countdown, Dustin broke it all down. He's 36 years old now. He's been through wars, and he knows exactly what needs to happen when he steps into that cage. The plan? Simple. Read Max's timing early, beat him to the punch, land clean, hard shots that do real damage, and every time Max misses, punish him. Poirier isn't pretending Max isn't great. He respects him, but he believes come July 19th, he will be the better fighter. In his own words, thoughtful in my mind, I get his timing early, beat him to the punch, I hit him with shots that hurt him, make him miss and make him pay by being better that night. He's a great fighter, no doubt. This isn't just another main event, it's a storybook send-off. Dustin may never have worn the undisputed lightweight belt, but nobody can question his legacy. He's one of the best lightweights the sport has ever seen, and that's not just the fans talking. Dana White himself said that UFC 318 in New Orleans, it was built for Dustin. His hometown, his spotlight, his last ride. And now, with the light shining on him in Louisiana, Dustin's looking to end things his way with one final win over a fellow legend, on top, on his terms. But don't forget, this fight isn't just about Dustin. This is massive for Max Holloway too. All the attention is on Dustin's farewell, as it should be, but let's not ignore what's on the line for Max. If he truly wants to make a legit run at lightweight, this fight is crucial. He has to win, period. So who takes it? Who closes the chapter on this incredible trilogy? Let us know what you think. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Now, let's talk about something that nobody saw coming. Daniel Cormier dropped a shocker recently. On his latest show, he told a story that absolutely stunned fans. It was about none other than Khabib Nurmagomedov. According to DC, Khabib told him that if he ever crosses paths with Conor McGregor, and if Conor's family is with him, he would shake his hand. Let that sink in. Khabib offering a handshake to Conor. It sounds wild, but knowing Khabib's values, it kind of makes sense. For Khabib, respect, family, and personal values are everything. And if Conor's family is present, that changes the situation. But here's where it gets even deeper. DC revealed that he and Khabib actually had a real argument about all this in the past. Apparently, Khabib once confronted DC for being cool with Conor, He didn't like it and he let DC know. He reminded DC that he had always stayed away from Jon Jones out of respect because he knew DC and Jones had serious beef. That kind of respect, it's rare. And during that back and forth, Khabib let it slip that one day, if the moment was right, he might just shake Conor's hand. Think about that. This is Khabib and Conor we're talking about. This isn't just some old fight rivalry. This was personal. It was about culture, religion, family, real hate. Remember the bus incident? UFC 229, the brawl after the fight. That wasn't promotion, that was war. And now, Khabib saying he'd shake hands. Under the right circumstances. That's huge. It's a massive shift from the man who once said he would never forgive. Let's roll the footage.
Conor McGregor one time in Abu Dhabi, I don't know who he was fighting, maybe it was Dustin Poirier. We were shaking hands, and we were talking a little bit, and we're very kind of chummy, right? And Khabib was like, brother, I don't understand. He was like, I don't understand this. He said, if I see Conor with his wife, I'll shake his hand because that's what you're supposed to do. He goes, but brother, I mean, and I initially kind of fought it. Then I started thinking about it, and people close to me were like, no, Daniel, he's right. He is right. Look at the stance he has taken in regards to you and everybody you deal with. Why in the world would you not take that same stance? So, when asked about Jones' comments, Khabib had this to say. He said, I've never had any disagreement with Jon Jones. He's a great fighter, but my friend Daniel Cormier is in conflict with him, and automatically...
Switching gears for a moment, Max Holloway recently opened up about a potential rematch with Ilia Topuria, and he believes things would be very different this time around. Why? Because now they're both a lightweight. And according to Max, that changes everything. The pace, the power, the durability, all of it. No more cutting down to 145. And Max thinks that levels the playing field in a big way. He truly believes that at this new weight, fans would see a different fight than the first time. But let's be real for a second. No one's exactly begging for that rematch right now. Ilia beat Max clean, fair and square, and the division, it's packed with fresh, exciting matchups that fans are way more hyped for. Still, it's not surprising that Max is calling for it. This guy is a warrior through and through. He's not the type to just accept a loss and move on. No, he wants that one back. Badly. Same as he did with Volkanovski. Both Max and Volk, they're cut from the same cloth. They're not just fighters, they're competitors, champions at heart. And they can't let things go easily. But the reality is, most fans don't feel the same urgency. They saw how those fights played out. They want new faces, new chaos. Still, even if it's not what the fans are asking for, you've got to respect Max's mentality. He's in this to test himself, always.
Identify anything that would be significantly different if you and Ilia were to fight at lightweight, just in terms of the weight and what that contributes.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna both be 10 pounds heavier than what we were at 45. So that's about it. You know, I think you know, right now without looking over Dustin Poirier, I gotta go out there, you know, stake my claim, do something special, get my hand raised, have a moment for me, go get a moment, and all this he said, she said, what is this, what we do. I mean, like I said, the first time I fight the man, we're gonna find out, you know. We can find out Saturday night. So first things first is Dustin Poirier, and then, you know, we can focus on all that noise.
So here we are, legends nearing the end, young killers rising fast, and rivalries that once seemed impossible to resolve, maybe softening, just a little. Islam versus Ilia, Poirier's last ride, Max's redemption, Khabib's possible peace with McGregor. MMA isn't just about fights. It's about legacy, pride, honor, and sometimes forgiveness. And as the next wave of battles begins to build, we've got one question for you. Who writes the next chapter? Will Islam dominate and seal his place in history? Will Ilia take the crown? Does Dustin ride off into the sunset with one final win? Or will Max break his dream? And seriously, if Khabib can shake Conor's hand one day, what else could happen in this crazy sport? Now it's your turn. Drop your thoughts below. Smash that like button. Hit subscribe if you live and breathe this fight game. Because if you're not here, are you even watching? We'll be right here cage side, bringing you the madness as it unfolds. Don't miss a second. We'll see you in the next round.